Hey folks, welcome back to more Transport Fever 2. My name is Tobel, and this is the beautiful Flitwick Zephyr. That's right, I've been pronouncing Flitwick wrong apparently. The W is silent as it is wont to be, but that's okay. I will do my best to remember that. My apologies as always. I will get some names wrong, but I don't mind if you guys correct me. I'd rather do it right than do it wrong. So Flitwick it is, the Flitwick Zephyr, which doesn't really sound too bad either, so I'm okay with it. Look at our beautiful cars here. They really stand out. Can't wait till we can get a... Oh god, I can't chase the train. I can get a really nice red. Okay, maybe red, that'd be too much red. That's a nice accent of red right there. Okay, that's good. That'll work for me. Let's take a look inside our train, see how folks are getting on with things. Little rough on the inside. The paint could use a bit of an upgrade. This guy here is reading his invisible novel. Yep, the Tale of Two Cities, the Tale of Two Invisible Cities, the Red Badge of Invisible Courage, War of the Invisible Worlds, etc., etc. Or they're practicing holding a baby, perhaps? Maybe they're all about to referencing themselves there. He's pointing to his chest. I have no idea what they were going for here. I wonder if it's because you're supposed to only see them, in theory, from, like, the window. So maybe it's like you can pretend they're reading a book, and it's fine. This is pretty cool, though. And our train, by the way, if you notice that, this has been like full speed the entire way, which is awesome. So this thing is really, really booking. 100 kilometers per hour, which is just great. Lots of demand. Still, lots of demand, both at the Bodwin end and the Flitwick end as well. So we have actually double that. We're at 147 now, which is just absolutely great. Meanwhile, our passenger line from Cramlington is super, super busy. They are really waiting to get over to Flitwick. Maybe that is worth putting a small train in. I have no idea. We'll talk about that later on. Maybe like a little commuter train. Something similar. How is our food stuff doing? 0 food. Excellent. Just like I always hoped and dreamed. So what's the deal with the food then? What is... Oh, hi. What happened here? Oh, goodness. What just broke? What did I do that caused... Maybe the game loaded and it just didn't, for some reason, have any food delivered? Do you have food on you? You don't. Okay, we have a problem, Houston. We have a problem. Did I suddenly get an update to the game? Oh, what the heck? What the heck? I think they patched something and broke the game a little bit. Look at this. This station is no longer in range of our food processing plant. Did I just get a patch just now and they changed the range of stuff? That is quite rude. Quite rude, developers. No, this might have just been on the edge. And it was so on the edge that when I reloaded the game, maybe one calculation was re-rolled or something. And yeah, that's fine. We're going to trash this station rather than mess around with trying to, you know, extend it a little bit. We're just going to put something. I probably could have just added another road entrance or something, but I'll just put it a little bit safer. We'll put it right over here. That's a bummer. All right, that's fine. No big deal. We shall overcome. We shall endure, my friends. And it's cool. Actually, look at that. It kind of picks up the route again, which is really interesting. There's a little symbol that was hovering here. I guess it gives you a chance to do that. Maybe that's why the symbol stays. If you ever notice, if you delete a station, there will be an outline of the little icon there. So maybe it was planning for you to do that. Okay, fair enough. Well, this will take a minute to recover. We had talked about last episode looking at this gorgeous line down here because there is some over here by that town that we love so much, Bodmin. There we go. Okay, so in last episode, last we met, my friends, we talked about the idea of possibly making a tool industry servicing Bodmin and surrounding area. What about Flitwick? Dang it, Flitwick. It also wants tools, so this could be part of our main line, and I think that is worth exploring. So here is what we shall endeavor to do. Now there is a route that could work here, like wood to planks to, I already lost it, right back to the factory. I don't like this one because the train that can carry wood, or the car that can carry wood, is a flat car with side stakes. That's the only one that can carry logs and planks, I believe. Let's double check, make sure I'm not lying to you. Yes. So the flat car with side stakes is the only one that can carry logs and planks. And you'll notice that the boxcar is what carries tools. So we wouldn't be able to kind of load logs, pick up planks, drop off planks, pick up tools, and go to Bodmin in one train. We're going to have separate trains, and to me, it makes more sense to use a line like this. Wood into planks, delivered, and then tools delivered to Bodmin. So we're going to give that a shot, and it should be in range enough that we're able to do this in 1 year. Basically, we're able to satisfy the fact that Berwick upon Tweed Forest wants to have all of its stuff shipped out in a year. Actually, sorry, it's going to be the sawmill that wants it shipped in a year. What do you call that? The producer here, the logging company, doesn't care. They're going to be producing 400 logs whether you use them or not. So let's look into finding a lovely banker who is our friend and say, hey, friend, do you know who we are? We're the ones who come here and take a loan. And he's like, oh, you guys, I love you because you're paying a crap ton of interest and you never pay back your loans. Yes, we are the banker's best friend. I guess I might leave this angle open. So let's set a cargo station right here to the south of the logging area. Cargo station, and we'll do it like so. Reverse that, pop lock it, and reverse it. There we go. Let's put this right here. Before I do, I'm gonna click on this to make sure I'm not building on a hill. I suppose I could have just, seen that from looking, but that's okay. So we'll put this down, and I'm gonna go extend the road over to make sure I did not position that poorly. I'm fairly confident that I did not, but you know what? You never know in this game. Sometimes life throws you lemons, and sometimes life throws you bugs on a windshield. There we go. We are, in fact, in the catchment area right now. So logs, check. Next up is going to be logs into planks. And we're going to throw this station just like this. Now, I think I'm going to do something that's called, that I like, I don't know, it's a bypass in a way. And I do this on some of my bigger lines. We may not need this per se, but I want to talk about how to do it. Because here it doesn't really seem to matter as much, but what I'm talking about is, say you have another good on this line. Say eventually we link Berwick upon Tweed into this future line. Remember, this line is going to curve around Bodmin. Come on down, come here, come there. So we could easily hook up our main line through here. So what I sometimes will do is I put a passing lane, right? It's less of a passing lane, and it's actually more of our main line with a kind of a bypass almost. Crap, this is a bad spot for an example because there's a giant mountain in the way. What would be the most logical point for our train line to go? Probably looping like this and coming around. Okay, so say we have a train line coming this way. What I would normally do is have our main line, and our main line is going to just kind of go near the station and continue on its way. And what I will have here is kind of like a little stop, right? So we'll have a split off, which goes to the station itself. And so that way, if you have something that is going from, say, Berwick upon Tweed all the way over to Stamford, you won't have to stop at this cargo station or pass through the cargo station and possibly get slowed down. You can pretty much just bypass it by using this little train bypass. So then it'll come over here, and then it's going to kind of do a little bit of this, and then do a little bit of that, and it's a little ugly on the merge because it's right at a road. But there you go. So you've got your bypass. So you've got your main line kind of goes around the station and continues, and then if you want something to stop, it can just pull off, stop, and then get back on the main line. I use that a lot in, say for example, if I were to put down a station here to get access to this crude oil, I would put the station itself here, and then just kind of have a bypass that goes into the station and back out. So that way you're not passing your main line through a station and thus slowing it down. It doesn't always have to be that way. It's something that I prefer. It's something, you could keep in mind. But if you've got a very heavy a very heavy passenger route, then yeah, maybe you want your trains to stop at, or your main line to go through every single stop. That's fine. It's not like Amtrak doesn't really have a separate, link off for its stops. It goes into a passenger stop and stops and moves on. But that's not necessarily the best case at all times. So just a thought, just food for thought. We're going to continue putting our stations down first. So we've got the planks taken care of. We have the planks into tools taken care of. And now the fun part, we're going to modify this awesome station here in Bodmin, and we're going to make it a hybrid of passenger and cargo because we have the power. So I'm going to put two tracks next to each other like so. And then I'm going to put a passenger platform because I'm actually expecting to use more passenger-related rail at this station. So you can see here how cool that looks. I love this modular stuff. This is so freaking neat. You can see there's already an underground passage here. So we're going to throw down a matching underground passage on this side, which is going to allow our passengers to... Ooh, I like how they're like little ghosts. They're all ghosts waiting to board the train. But this is going to let them go under and then come back up to board trains on this side. And then I will throw down another line on the other side of this little station here. And you know what? This is going to be a bigger line. So I'm going to put down, I don't think it's costing too much money. And plus, I love this modular stuff. I can't get enough of it. We're going to throw down a cargo platform on this side. So that way we can, in theory, have up to 3 passenger lines running here. Because this platform services both this track, and then this track is going to be all about that cargo, Let's also throw down a medium main building. I think you need at least one of these to officially have cargo, or maybe not. Maybe you just need the cargo platform because it already has the cargo symbol. But you know what? What would a cargo place be without a cargo building? So we'll put that on this side. This part I don't think really matters. The cool part is that you don't need to connect this side of the station to the road. It counts as one big chonkin station, which means that this stop will still service this entire station here. And so if we put a truck stop over here, it'll still work, which is super, super cool. It bothers me a tiny bit that this is kind of curving into the city. So we may have some issues down the road, but that's okay. That's fine. We'll deal with it. So we've got our lovely station here. It is looking really good. You know what? We're not cruel. We're not mean to our lovely people who like to ride our platform, so we're going to throw down a bit of a platform roof here. There we go, so they don't have to wait in the rain. Beautiful. Oh, this is so cool. Let's expand our passenger area. This is what gets me in trouble in these games, though. I'm going to quickly go crazy with all the passengers. Oh, look how cool the station looks, though. Guys, how could I not build this? How could I not delete everything over here and immediately put this down? You know what? I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. All right. Everybody get in the station. Come on. Get your little butts in the station. Hurry up. Hurry up. Waiting for you, Missy. Waiting for you, sir. Okay, there we go. Now, pause the game. Got it. We're going to... I'm not even kidding. I'm 100%. I'm going to make a bigger main building here. We're going to kill the stop. This is how dedicated I am. The pursuit of glory and awesome things. So we can't delete this because it's too close to that person's house or whatever. Let's do configure. Now, can I change an existing cargo building? Can I move something? I don't think I can. We're going to throw you down here. Oh, it bothers me that it's offside, but that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. We'll throw this like here, and we'll kind of just extend it off in one direction. Hang on. How do I make this? I want that same style, though. Like this little clockwork thing. That's kind of how it looks. This looks so flippin' cool. I love every little bit of this. Yeah, we'll put another like little entrance over here. Oh yeah, I can't wait for the modules that people are going to come up with that you're going to be able to add to your station. This is so cool. I'm very, very excited about this. Look at that. That is nice. That is a good looking entrance to a train station. Absolutely. All right, let's fix what I broke. This is, you know, I get a little carried away, but you know what? Come on. It is so worth it. Let's make sure this is yes to the electric side, and we'll do right here. And oh god, it's off balance. Hang on, can we flatten out some terrain here? Come on, let's clean this up a bit around our glorious, beautiful station. There we go. What did you do today, Tobel? Oh, I spent $4 million making this one station look really nice. What about you? So we're going to put down our road, extend it like this. And you know, what if we loop it in instead? What if we do like this? That was too much curvature everywhere. The road like self-destructed. I kind of wanted to curve it in, but this house is in the way. You know what? Do you know what? Do we feel like trashing this person's house? Do we want to do it? I don't know if that's the smart thing to do. It's a problem when you have so much money that you just don't care anymore. That's the first time I've destroyed someone's house in a game. I feel bad, but at the same time I don't. So we're gonna put our road, really nice road, right out in front. This is what really matters, right there. Right there, beautiful. And then we're going to link in over here somewhere, if I can do this without Apparently not. Let's extend the road instead. Can I just do a T intersection? I can, just like that. And then I think we might be able to trim off the edge here. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, will the tram kind of loop in on itself? It looks like it will. So in theory, hey Siri, let's put down a bus stop right here in front of the station. And I don't know, I feel awkward now that there's so many people that get dropped off that we are not using a full-on bus stop. And I feel like it's only going to get worse. Did I just screw this up because the train is crazy? I think I did. Whoops. Well, that's a wee bit awkward. Can I fix this part? Without maybe destroying their homes and their livelihood? Why can't I build a train station? Or sorry, a bus stop right here. Let's rotate. Curvature not possible. I saw it worked for like a split second. Right there. Or something. I'm working with like an invisible station here. It really doesn't like this spot whatsoever. Too much curvature. You got too much curvature. Crap. This is what happens when I'm unleashed on the world. I break everything. All right. Well, there we go. That's not too shabby. Right at the end of the road. In case, I don't know. I feel weird that everyone's going to be kind of stuck on this really big, or small stop, and it's gonna be like a big group of people. So let's put this down just in case. I don't know. I'm probably ruining the stop, but it's fun. We're having fun here, right? Sure. And did the stop redo itself? It did, actually. It connected immediately, and we're back in business. So everything is just fine. Right, so that was God, how long was that take? Like 20 minutes of distraction? Okay, now that I've had my distraction and my fun, let's go ahead and get back to the real business at hand. Let's extend. Now, we want to look for the cargo line, specifically. We're trying to extend the cargo line out. There we go. And we'll pretty much leave the entire city. I don't want to get too close because we will start getting some complaints about emissions. So I'm trying to give a little bit of a break. And I think the city will just continue to expand around the line. So it might go, might pop over on this side. I've never seen a really big endgame city because I always love starting early on. But then, like, an hour, or not an hour, like a couple days into the game, I'm like, okay, well, I have an idea about something I could do better. So that is my eternal curse as a gamer, is that I always wind up starting over, which is nice because doing a Let's Play, I am, I'm locked in here. We're going to be in this Let's Play for quite some time, so I'm very, very excited. Again, here over the river, can we just we did this last time. Yeah, I thought it had like an intelligent system where it made a kind of a bit of a bump and then it came back down, but we are going to have to manually do some elevation. So we could raise it up like this. This is a pretty basic little thing. And I'm waiting for that little snap part right there, indicating that it's straight. That's still not quite enough room. That would be enough room right there, and that looks pretty good. So we'll do, again, I really like these kind of bridges because it gives you a bit more space underneath. So we'll do this one right here, 355,000. No big deal. We are trying to make sure we don't, we're setting ourselves up for success in the future, right? We want to make sure that we are doing good work. Let's actually use that, the hill, a little bit less of an incline. We'll have a little smoother descent out of yon bridge. Okay. And I will go ahead and fast forward a bit and connect into the rest of the line. Oh god, no, we don't want to go through a tunnel. What in the world? Oh. it was still set in the going down thing. Ooh, that's kind of cool though. We could have our own little secret tunnel going to nowhere. By the way, I just realized what this music reminds me of. Have any of you played Space Station 13? And so on some servers, they would have a MIDI file playing. And I swear to God, the music from this reminds me of Space Station 13. Maybe it's the same person or the same, like, some similar influences. But some of the stuff, though, sounds exactly like Space Station 13. Was that where that sound effect came from? Hang on. Oh, they changed the sound effect. I think I have to add a card to something. I'll do it later on. But maybe it came from Space Station 13. Did I finally figure out what my earwig is? My little itch of that sound? I have no idea. Okay, so real quick, also, one more thing on this stop right here. This is going to be a station that has two different trains stopping at it. We're going to have one train that's bringing the planks, and another one that's taking the tools. So, we're going to add another line, another track. I don't even know if we need another cargo stop. We might, because where the stuff is stored at, I think is dependent on these little the cargo platforms here. So we'll put one more down here, so that way we can have one good stored in one side. Well, it doesn't get stored per se, because the planks will get immediately dropped off. But I don't know. We'll experiment again in the future. But either way, I do want a second track, because we're going to have, remember, like I said, the delivery on one side and the pickup on the other side. That way, 2 trains can get here at the same time, and we really don't have to have them fighting over anything. They can just kind of come and go as they please. There's no delay, and everyone will be much happier for it. All right, so we're going to put the finishing touches on here, and we are going to be all set to go. So, just to confirm, the train side of the house is good to go. We have our logs being delivered to the processing sawmill, the planks being delivered to the tool manufactory, and the tool factory being delivered over to Bodmin itself, which is going to be super, super fun. Now, we are going to need a couple of things here in Bodmin, but I didn't quite think about that when I was going crazy with all my road stuff. Now, I wonder, it didn't let us put down the bus stop. Will it fit a truck stop now? Well, we could do this, though. We could fit it in, like, I didn't even think about putting the passenger line like this. This is pretty good. Actually, we could even flip it around, I think, and have it face straight out like that. There we go. So that way the trucks are immediately leaving out and going into the city. That is fine. So we're going to put a truck stop right here. It is servicing our cargo stop, or the cargo part of the station, which is kind of cool. I like that you don't necessarily have to, I don't know, maybe it doesn't make sense that maybe you do, it kind of does, from a logistical standpoint, make sense that you probably should have a cargo station or a cargo truck stop on the same side as your cargo station. But we'll play with the game systems now. We'll use what's available to us, and maybe later on, if we're feeling saucy, we'll start making our own rules for this playthrough. So we need to deliver tools, and this is a big freaking town. Although everything still can be serviced by one stop. So if we put a stop here, we're also talking about including all of those other buildings on the left. However, we do lose some on the right, so we'll do separate ones. We'll do one for tool delivery, which I think every building that has a tool symbol has a highlight, which means they're all within our catchment area. So, one drop off there. Let's go ahead and set up some routes. We're going to do truck stop from here to here, and that's going to be vehicle, cargo, and this is the bod. Bod is tools. And we're going to say this is our final delivery. What did I say about the final part of something purple? Is that what we're doing here? There's food. There's food. Yeah, I think it's going to be dark green. So let me go back over to bod. Set this to dark green. Not that that really matters as much, but eventually when we have 100 stops, it will help you at a glance, or help me at a glance, figure out what the heck I'm doing with my life. Let's pick the cargo part. Now here's a question. Does it automatically know what I want to have done? No, it does not. Like it says, it cannot connect to all stations. So what we have to do under Bodmin is change the terminal. Why aren't you letting me choose more terminals? Hello, hello. In theory, this should have worked. Bodmin 1. Oh, it is possible that I have a broken line too. Every so often, I'll get really excited about doing all my train stuff, and I'll put a line close, but not on the right thing. No, that looks good. Hang on a minute. What did I do wrong? Maybe it really doesn't like having a mixed cargo station. I could have sworn that in the early development, I did have a cargo portion of a line. Okay, a station appears consecutively twice. What is this telling me? Could not connect to all stations. Okay. What if I start with this one, and I do this one? Could not connect to all stations. Interesting. Let me double check. Make sure that right at the edge I didn't disconnect the train line. Everything looks good here. Not through the trees. Can't see the trees. Okay, that looks good. Huh. And it's acting like I can't choose the second terminal. You see how it's got a terminal here. Oh! Did that do it? No, it didn't quite do it. What is going on here? Cannot connect to the... Well, it recognizes this, I think, as the station, though. Interesting. No, this is just the number of which stop it is. It doesn't detect this as a valid terminal, is what I'm sensing. So, this is fun. This is fine. This is going to be troubleshooting time. What are we missing to make this a valid terminal? We have the technology. We have the track. We have our cargo side. I doubt we need more small buildings. Maybe we do need to be connected to the road. No, it would. The connected to the road would be more local. It wouldn't affect the entire line of the train. All right. What about? Let me double check one more time. I'm kind of get close up here, make sure that none of my train lines are broken. And what I mean by that, sometimes when you're placing your track, you don't always use the end of an existing line. Sometimes your little mouse icon will be right next to it, and instead you'll just make a fresh new line instead of meeting up. You know what? Right there. All that headache was... That's like a programmer. This reminds me of programming. Holy crap. You miss one bracket. You miss one carriage return, and you are screwed. Okay. Whew. You know what? I'm really glad, though, because this is a lot less bad. Less bad? Yes. This is a lot better than dealing with a broken station logic. Okay. There we go. And now, immediately the little complaint went away, and so if we go back to our line manager... it shows us the right stuff, which is just great. I'm guessing it says Terminal 1 because it's the only terminal it kind of recognizes right here. So it's automatically knowing that we're in the right spot. The line you can see is completely valid. Whew, I had a minor heart attack. No, not gonna lie. So, rail cargo, we are going to say this is the Bodman, BOD, tools delivery, and we are going to make it beautiful and pink and purple and red all over. Awesome. Minor panic attack that wasn't working out, but we are fine now. We're fine. So here, hang on a minute. I do want to make a more complex stop on this line because the same cars can be used for these two stops. So we have our sidecar with stakes, pick up logs here, stop here, drop it off, pick up planks, continue on to drop off finally in Stamford South. Now, we could start messing with stuff like, hey, wait until it's full, etc., etc. I'll get into that later on. Let's do one complex thing at a time. And so we're going to just set up, I think this is our first train line that has multiple stops on it. So this is going to be something a little bit different. And we'll rename this one Rail Cargo. This is going to be STA, and we're delivering... First, we're delivering logs, then we're delivering planks. And that's what I try to do. I try to include whatever is on the line. This is kind of working out for me. I'm okay with it right now. It's kind of making more sense as we go along, keeping everything the same color. Now, having an entire line the same color, even though they're different lines, so to speak, it's, you know, different lines are both purple. Maybe that's not something that you like. So maybe it's easier just to let the system automatically assign colors to have things differently. Whatever works for you is going to be your own thing. And I might wind up changing this down the road. So, I think at this point, we're pretty much good. We have a train to pick up logs, turn into planks, pick up the planks, deliver unto the tool manufactory. The tool manufactory shall maketh the tools and droppeth offeth at Bodeman. Now, the question is, how do we get... Oh, we can get our new train from here. It's just going to go... Well, let me do this instead. We are going to make a quick small addition. We are going to merge a couple of lines here. So first I'm going to merge this passenger line. Second, I'm going to merge in this cargo line. And kill this little extra remainder. Just like that. Crap, I forgot there was one more. So then I shall also endeavor to do this. We're going to put down one more passenger line, and it's going to merge in with, oh, say, the cargo line. All the merging. Look at this crazy stuff. This is where, I mean, this is going to get really complex over time once we start using all of these types of rails. But right now, we're not. We're using a passenger part, and we're using a cargo part. No big deal at all. I wonder, actually, I'm curious if the Bodman route would show us more terminals at this point. No, not really. Okay, fair enough. So let's take a look at what this is going to cost us. What is the butcher bill on this one? The question is, how much can we take out in loan? We're almost pushing 30 million, which is the maximum loan we could take out. And we are making profits. Like, this is not going to be hard to pay this down. So let's go ahead and take out the remainder of our loan. Go into the train manager. And we are going to want... First off, we're going to want the flat car with side stakes. Now, the question is, how much can be transported in a year? We've got 400, right? We can have 400 logs in 1 year. So this is going to basically be one big honkin' train. The second part of it, though, is not going to need to have that much sidecar stuff because it's going to only take a smaller amount of planks. So I'm torn. Let's grab... We probably want something with a good amount of power to it. So I actually might get the China Railways JF1, because we are hauling a pretty hefty load. Cargo, we're going to look for this flat car with side stakes. So this has 108 capacity. This thing was good up until this, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 flat cars when it started to slow down. So it can reach top speed really quick. Let's do something. Oh my god, how much would this be? 13 million. Okay, let me stop myself right there. We also need to save enough money up to still have another delivery train. So I don't think this engine is going to work out for us. Let's look under something different. Maybe the Russian class SCH again. That is kind of our go-to hauler. This is going to be 6.1 million. 5 million here. Okay. Let's start out with this. 4.4 million, 60 capacity. We're going to do this. We're going to assign it to the logs to plank route. Okay. Then we're going to repeat. Or actually, we can keep the engine and start changing the sidecar, the box car, the flat car over to a box car, because we're taking the tools in. And we'll pretty much just get as many box cars as we can afford. 3.9 million, 4.47 million, and there we go. All right, let's go ahead and grab this, assign this over to the tools delivery into bod route. And with the last breath of hope in our body, we are going to get... Oh, crap. I don't have a road depot down. Of course. Do we have a road depot nearby? No, we do not. And we only have the tram depot. Okay, fair enough. I got myself into that little awkward corner. So, let us put down a road depot on the outskirts of the city. Only 17k, so that's not too shabby. And we need a delivery truck, a couple of delivery trucks here. We're going to grab just maybe 3, if I can even afford it. 3 is good enough. We're going to put this on the local bod tool delivery route, and there we go. Our line is complete. We have a train doing the the log pickup. It will pick up the planks, deliver it to the tools. Someone is picking up the tools and going from there. How freaking exciting. Also, side note, I broke it because there's no way for that train to get to the other side of the line, the one that's actually doing the log delivery. So let me just make an extra little connector. Come out a bit. And then connect in like so. Okay, that's fine. Now, our train has somewhere to go. It probably is still sitting there in the station like, how the heck do I even get over there? There, beautiful. Let's take a look at this bad boy. I haven't seen a whole lot of these trains at all. It's looking pretty good. I'm not unimpressed, I should say. I'm not unimpressed. It looks really nice. Now, I think this train's going to release as soon as this train gets past the station. Yeah, it did. And in fact, I could probably do something like this if I really want to be technical and be appropriate. Let's throw down a couple of stops. So stop here, stop here, stop here, and stop here. Okay, so these are all stops that should, in theory, I think... Okay, you're still going, aren't you? You are still moving. So, yeah, as you can see, this other train has loaded up on all of our passengers here. How many passengers are left over? Only 14. So this is almost a really perfect amount of cars to have a full train. So it's going to pull up to the front. And pretty much it should, in theory, stop right here. There you go. Beautiful. And it's going to wait for our cargo train to make its first pass through there, which is lovely. Did our other cargo train go? No, it's still in the station, I think, probably. Oh, there it is. It's just waiting. While the other one's already on the track. Perfect. A station is overloaded. What? That's probably... If it's complaining about stations being overloaded. That's the line. Vehicle station statistics. Overloaded. Okay, here we go. The Avenue. The Avenue in Cramlington is considered to be overloaded. This is actually really helpful. So I guess what we're going to do is add a couple more vehicles to this Flitwick and... See? I got it. We'll add a couple more to this Flitwick and Cramlington route. So let's get a couple more passenger vehicles. I'm going to grab 4 to try to help alleviate some of this pain that Cramlington is feeling. I almost want to add a passenger rail to see if we can get maybe a smaller train between the two next episode. So there we are, my friends. I think that is a good point to put a cut in this episode. Let's go really quick right back up to the other area here. There goes our passenger, our cargo train. Lovely. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. It's doing everything we want it to do. It's going to pass on by, continue through, and start doing its cargo stuff. And you can probably already tell is there already a bunch of wood? No, there's not yet. But I think once the trains get here, there will start to be a surplus of wood. In theory, it should be there now, but I shall double check the line and make sure I didn't break anything. I also want to rename something. Somebody recommended the name Nebuchadnezzar, and I love that name. So we're going to throw that on our second train that we built, which was this little food run. Oh, hey, how's this food run doing? Real quick, we are servicing 4. We have 4. Okay, fair enough. Are we making any money here? If we look at the line statistics, sort by balance. Wow, we are struggling in quite a few areas. I'm not used to having so much red. Let's also slow the game time down. I think, oh, this is pretty slow. We're still at 1922. That's not bad. So, the taxi, yeah, that makes sense. The food, the Cramlington food, this is the one that should be making a little more money. So, what's going on here? Are we, remember we had that issue at the start of the episode where food wasn't being delivered. Okay, we are using 100% of the food. You are still in the process of leveling up. Okay, and there is a pretty decent sized food delivery here for you. What about Berwick? Are we still giving Berwick everything it needs? Almost. So maybe it's time to add in a second farm to this route. And I think I might do that between episodes. I'll add a second farm so we can really overload this food processing plant to maximize the amount of bread that is being delivered to both Cramlington and Berwick upon Tweed. Thank you, my friends, for joining me for this episode of Transport Fever 2. I hope you are enjoying the Let's Play. By the way, if you are interested in joining our community, there is a Discord link in the more description field below, so feel free to click on that, come into chat, and if you have a question, feel free to just message me on Discord or anything like that. And if you really like Transport Fever and you want to purchase it yourself, consider using the link in the description as well. It's Green Man Gaming, and it is a site that you can purchase the game through. They'll give you a Steam code, and then they'll also give a little bit of money to me as well for being a content creator. So I would appreciate it. Thank you so much, friends. As always, I'll see you again in the next episode.